Hello. I hope everyone's doing all right. Sorry about the delay. I was eyeballing my lovely thing called my stream health, which was being very weird at the start, like it always is. Yeah, okay, I don't get why it's jumping so much. It confuses me greatly. But if everyone can hear me and everyone can see me, as long as it doesn't hit the 0, I'm gonna be fine. Where you just might experience some choppiness, I guess. Which was weird because it was running perfectly fine last week. Suddenly, it's just like today, it's choosing, like, everything is being weird. Hello. My computer has the case the Mondays, I think. Oh, ain't that just the way? Oh my goodness. That is the way of things, I guess, for me. Let me just double check my settings. Yeah, it should not be doing what it's doing right now. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. It's fine. Again, I'm very self-conscious when it comes to my work. But luckily it's not like we're playing Honkai Star Rail today, so we won't be experiencing anything too choppy that's going to be out of sync. At the very most, all that's going to be out of sync is probably me. Uh, that'll be fun. It's fine. Phoenix Wright has been just like I have been avoiding this case extremely hard. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe it is because it's technically the most universally disliked case of the entire series. Oh Jesus. Doing what it's doing. By the way, I'm completely closed out of like a lot of stuff and nothing should be going wrong. It really shouldn't be acting the way it does. I do sound like I'm very obsessed, but yeah. I don't get it. It was working fine last week and suddenly it's chosen death. It's fine. Um real quick, make sure I'm closed out of that YouTube side. Yeah, it's so weird because like I said, it was working fine last week and suddenly it's just dropping kilobytes per second like hotcakes, but at least it's not my frames, I suppose. It's just my connection to the stream stuff. But I think it's okay. If everyone can hear me and see me fine, at the very most, we'll end up just having a few hiccups now and again. I think it just might be everyone is, streaming on a Monday. I don't know. I'm making excuses. I might be making like very slight excuses. But yes, I hope everyone had at least a very decent weekend. Hang on. Here we go. All right. Anyway, yeah, I hope everyone had a very decent weekend. Playing Euro Truck Sim this weekend. That's interesting. I've always wanted to try like a truck driving simulator game, but I'm always like really nervous because keep in mind, when I'm actually behind the wheel of a real car, I'm actually a very careful driver. I'm actually a very cautious driver. But if I was like in a game because the way the controls work, I would not do very well with it. Here we go. But yeah, I wouldn't mind trying out a Euro trucks, like a truck simulator game. Although I really want to try like Ranch Sim or something like that, even though it'd just be maybe a one-off thing. But yeah, but like just the way that cars and stuff work, I always get like a little paranoid that I'm not gonna drive very well with behind like actual controls. Because I've seen some of those janky things. It doesn't help. Anything of important note today? I don't know. Hmm. Although I will say, like I said, I have been avoiding this particular case of Phoenix Wright for a while, and mostly because it's like I've been hesitant to return to it, not in a negative way, but just to a point where it's just like I did not. I think I just need to pull myself together and get myself through it. It's not because I dislike the game. I think this particular case is extremely. Driving trucks ain't hard. It depends on the type of truck. I think if I'm driving like a semi truck or something like that that requires like very precise certain turnings, I'm going to fail miserably. I'm going to what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to jackknife that truck harder than anything else because I'm going to fail miserably. Oh, yeah. I think it's just because I get scared. Not really, the roads are wide. Depends on the roads too. I think okay, if you're talking about like actual like in-game trucks, okay, maybe I can understand that. I'm thinking about like actual like real life trucks where I'm not on 4-lane traffic. Yeah, unless I'm backing. Hmm, I see. Anyway, um, sorry, I'm working to also kind of configure what's going on with all my shenanigans. But yeah. Anyway, is there anything I really wanted to talk about today? I don't think so. Everything seems to be fine. I'm just a little zoned out. I sound if I sound a little zoned out, it's just because I am a little bit tired. It's mostly just like bodily fatigue, but I will be fine. I don't know how long we'll be playing this case for. I might play up to a to be continued notion, but that might be about it. We will see. Oh, it kind of fixed itself. Yay. Okay. We'll either go through the entire remainder of the trial or we won't. It'll all just depend on how things go. But yeah, I don't have anything to really talk about. I thought I was going to have more. I think it's just because I've been a little tired and I have been very slowly playing. Mm, okay, maybe I am just an anxious person when it comes to driving anything bigger than a basic SUV. I think that's my problem. I have innate fear. I am a coward. Keep in mind. But yeah, I think I'm a little bit fatigued, and I'm just like I'm doing my best. Let's see. I also just didn't want to like. I was going to try and play a little Pokopia today when I got home, or Pokopia technically is what it's called. I call it Pokopia for some reason. I was going to play that, and then I realized no, I should just do the dailies. Otherwise, I'm going to lose track of time, and then I'm going to completely forget. And that would make me then that would make everybody sad. But yeah, we're not here to worry about that. Hey, hang on, I fixed everything. I think I'm gonna not like dilly-dally too long because I do sound like I'm probably like a little tired, so. What am I doing? I'm repeating myself as the problem. So I think I should probably get us over to the gaming corner real quick here. Do I want Yippee Reenie out? Yes, we'll get Yippee Reenie out. Give me just a moment. I know all you guys see is probably a black void right now. Give me like 2 minutes to set it up because Phoenix Wright is very finicky for some reason on dual screens. Ooh, oh boy. Never mind, give it another moment or two. Do 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 do. Give me just a moment. Let's see. Hang on. I'll get Phoenix Wright up. Hoobles. Let me go grab Phoenix Wright. Sorry about that. I'm like consistently confirming back and forth like very regularly with things, and I'm just like, I'm doing my brain is like in 5 different locations, and I need to focus. I need to focus. Where is it? There it is. I'm very absent-minded, I think, today. Thank you. I'm glad it's okay. Give me 1 moment. There we go. And we're gonna put up Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, because it's easier to do that. And I need to hit the gameplay. Oh wait, the gameplay audio is already automatic, so yay, we don't have to worry about that. And let the content load. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Yay! We got it. Okay, we're golden. Like I said, welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. We are currently on Justice for All, which is the one odd thing I do not like about the titling sequences they do, because I feel like Justice for All would have been a preferred like final title to the main trilogy, but I'm not here to harp on what I think would be a better title. Thank you for singing with me, by the way, for those who were probably like watching the VOD and wondering what the heck was going on. Don't know what's been going on. Computer's been being a little fussy, but it's either my connection with YouTube is being very spotty or something is being a little weird today. So, because it was working fine last week and suddenly it just started reacting negatively again. I'm just like, why does the game? Why does OBS do this? I don't know. But yes, thank you for sticking by me through that. I am not the most tech savvy, but I am tech savvy enough to the point that I at least know how to run my own computer, sort of. It's the programs behind it, I never know. But yes, welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney for Justice for All. We are in the middle of the Turnabout Big Top case, and I am very slowly losing my sanity. Because I have avoided this case like the plague. And I'm not mad with it. I don't like it that much. Because it feels like Francesca was being extremely like putting in some like very tight restrictions. And it was just like, I am hoping that for whatever ends up being at the end of this one, it's going to be less problematic, but we will see. All we know is we have Mr. Acro, who was apparently the witness, and now we have to do our Ace Attorney thing and sniff out the case. And by the way, please do not spoil anything. Obligatory, do not spoil in the comment section. Don't spoil on the stream. Much appreciated. I slightly know some of the endings, but for everyone watching at home, please no spoilers. I appreciate you. Even if your guesses are correct, is like try not to be a little too exuberant. Because I do like putting up the little air of mystery in times of this. Anywho, continue. Turnabout Big Top Part 4-1 trial. We will see how long we go. I might only go up until our to be continued, but we will see. It just depends on how badly I'm fucking up today. December 30th, 9:41 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 5. By the way, what we missed last time was we did our investigation round. We did like a lot of unlocking of psych locks. We found out, excuse me. We found out that about this like little bottle of pepper that we don't know what's going on, that the accident was with Mr. Acro and his brother and the lion named Leo. So yeah, there's like some tension going on at the Great Berry Circus. Good morning, Max. And please forgive me if my voices are not very good today. Oh, yeah. Good morning, sweeties. I have to go. Okay, I messed up so much on Max's voice. I really should have given him that very posh, sort of British one, even though he is literally just a country bumpkin who is just probably faking it. When I hear the word sweeties, I keep thinking it's the British terminology. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. You look like your makeup is spreading a little bit there, bud. Not really, but you know. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working to it. Working up to it. Yes, indeed. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. What the hell are you doing in here, Regina? When did you walk in? You have not been involved in the case like this. Why are you suddenly appearing? The only times you've been involved is like for is for investigation purposes. Why are you suddenly here? Sorry. I think I might have like a very small bit of spite towards Regina, mostly because her personality drives me up the wall. Regina! How fabulous! Oh gods. I may have choked a little bit. My sweetie pie, my sweetie pie. Why is those nicknames? I'm only 5 minutes into this case. Why am I cringe? I'm already cringing. My sweetie pie prince. I almost went princess. Am I okay today? Yes. The answer is yes, I'm fine, but still. My sweetie pie princess. You came to watch my performance today. Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Oh boy. Mo said that? So, what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end? This girl is so delulu. It's not even the Salulu in this case. She is delulu as hell. She has been too cloistered in the circus. Regina, I am saying this with my whole chest. As a lawyer, you will surely do a better job if they talk to you that way. Oh, probably. Also, I'm going to say this with my whole chest, Regina. Touch grass. It's right outside the tent. I don't care if it's covered in snow. Go touch the grass. Anyway. It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties? Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she really doesn't seem to realize what's going on, or even, you know, where she is. Phoenix is hitting the nail on the head right down to my thought process. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today I'm just a member of the audience. Why do I hate her so much? Why do I hate her so much? Fabulous! Enjoy yourself out there, oh gods. Good luck, Max. You're the best. And I would say, you know what? I will say this. For girls who march to the beat of their own drum, at least Futaba is sane. Regina's different. Don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to ya. Oh god. Why are all of you here? I thought I was rid of you. I think now I remember why I don't want I think I know why this case has been bothering me so much. Everybody, let's get ready to be stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Mo. Top of the morning to you, governor. Top of the morning. That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. The other bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. My sanity. What is with the milk? Hey, Max, I brought you a present. Has some milk. Oh, my. Thanks. Are you lactose intolerant by chance, or is this just a funny joke? So, how are you today, Wright? Well, I've got a feeling that today is going to be the face-off against the real culprit. You mean Acro? Huh? You think he did it? Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line, literally. He's got guts to spare. If all I gotta worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. It just means I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. Screw it, game mechanics. What are you gonna do then, Nick? I guess today we'll have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth. You're right, but it's gonna be tough. Anyway, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. And she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. Oh yeah, because Regina is in extreme Delulu land. She has she literally was not really sad when her father actually died. You want us to make sure that Regina watches? Yes. That's why I brought her to the court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. Yeesh. I mean, that's gonna be one hell of a way to rip her out of her Delulu state, I suppose. September 30th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Hey, I'm into the Francesca voice early today. Woo! I was mildly concerned that after 2 weeks away, I wouldn't get into it. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of the events. What is the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. It's definitely like a lot less harsh, but hey, I'm being a very soft-spoken Francesca today. Order, order. I had a feeling something like that would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation to the prosecution will present itself. Bleh. Okay, and I immediately mess up. I love cold readings. No Southern. Yeah, no Southern. No Southern Francesca. That'd be very embarrassing. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. God damn, Gumshoe, I feel bad for you. I mean, the salary's at least worth it, as long as it doesn't get cut. Poor Gumshoe, man. Very well, please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work. Or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. God damn it, Phoenix! I should have made that joke up. I didn't think about it. God damn it. I should have come up with that. There you go. There's a little bit of Southern Zephyr for you. Also, the birds in the courtroom. Name and occupation. Den Dingling. I said Den Dingling. Oh god, I don't think I even gave this guy a voice. I think I was just like a very soft tone. Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the very big circus. Have you on some nights of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see that the eyewitness's room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. Yeah, he's being very straight to the point. It's actually a little spoopy. What I witnessed. It was just after 10 p.m. I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. This witness testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. And if that's the case, there is very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Come on, Francesca. You're losing me here. God, it's gonna be so much fun playing in the next game. Because there's a prosecutor that I know everyone likes. That's not Edgeworth. That's gonna be like so much fun to work with. Oh, actually, there's another one in the Apollo Justice series that I'm also doubly excited. Actually, 3. There's 3. Okay, so Francesca's great. Edgeworth's awesome. Honestly, the prosecutors are all great, except for the Payne family. Those guys can burn in hell. Pardon me, was that a little aggressive? Probably. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feels the foolish sadness of a sad fool. Okay, Francesca, please stop putting fools in your sentences! This is the one thing about Francesca's speech patterns that I do not like. It's the foolish fools and the tongue ties up. A man must know the proper timing of for things, Mr. Phoenix Light. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. Hitting a little close to home with the Miles Edgeworth bullshit, weren't you? Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There is no way that actually happened. Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination. What I witnessed. Just after 10 p.m. was resting in his bed. Okay, let me just check the autopsy report and all that shenanigans. I need a little bit of a refresher. Time of death was 10:15, so technically speaking, he's not incorrect on the time, so the time technically works. Around that time, I heard a large thump. Let's hear it. Your room on the 3rd floor. Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said that you were resting in bed. That is correct. But you were still able to hear a sound from outside? I was indeed. How? Pressing acro doesn't seem to get results. But something contradictory was in it just now. Hang on. What could he have heard? Wait, he's the only one who said he heard a noise. Wait. He's the only one who heard a noise. I don't think Mo ever... I feel like Mo never mentioned a noise. He says he saw... I don't... Did he ever hear a noise? Oh gods, I wish I remembered. Let's say there's nothing wrong for now. What's the matter, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. Until I can find a clear contradiction. I should tread lightly. Ooh, boy. And a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. I'm curious to see if I can press him on every single statement. Are you sure it was a human being? It could have been a mannequin or perhaps a large action figure. Well, setting aside that possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is plausible. You have no need to mince words with Mr. Phoenix Light. Testify the truth and only the truth. Just as if we were right. We've sat with you that night. I believe it was a human. Believe, though. Damn. I just strengthened his testimony. What if our statement jives with the facts? There's nothing wrong yet. I feel like telling him I had a clear contradiction, tread lightly. Yeah, because Francesca's looking at me from behind, but that's who it looked like. But then again, the only thing he saw was the hat. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. He only saw from the back, which means he only saw, like... Wait. That means he wouldn't have... He only says he looks like him. I don't want to present anything, because I don't want to, like, mess anything up. Yes. The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window? Ah, here we go. The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses in the front. See any of the other symbols? Ooh, I clearly saw the silk hat as well as a cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press and the less results I seem to get. Maybe there was something fishy about this latest bit of testimony. Let me check the court record. Check it. Okay, so he was depicting the white roses and the silk hat and the cape. I feel like something doesn't feel right. I just don't know which one it is. Let's see. Acro, so he was killed around here. Where would the safety lights be? Oh, I wish I could go back and look at Mo's testimony, but then again, I'm having an issue. Placed by Acro in Regina's pocket in the time of the morning of the crime. Hmm. I feel like that these photos are probably going to come up later. Oh, we found the cape in... Found the crime scene, so the silk cat is definitely, like, not part of it. There's nothing wrong. I can't dig. I don't know. I can find a clear contradiction. Better not to overdo it. Oh, it's just... I was dreaming. Can we press a little bit more? When did you start thinking that you saw wasn't a dream?
Objection!
Hey! Hey! That's not important.
Objection!
Ooh. I believe the prosecution has done a bit of maintenance on the witness's memory. Just to make sure, let's ask the witness. Ow! Objection! Sustained. Don't sustain that! That girl must be lying about what he saw, right? Of course he is. Now the challenge will be to expose his lies to the court. Well, put the pedal to the metal, Nick. Oh boy. So, it was just after 10 p.m. when he was resting in his bed. That kind of tracks. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. I don't... Wait, wouldn't he have heard, like, the shouting first before... Wait. Weren't there supposedly, like, raised voices or something of that sort? I don't remember. Oh, gods. A few moments saw someone flying. Only saw from behind, but that's who it looked like. I feel like Let's press him again on this one. Light in your room was turned off. Drew was going to bed. Lights off, you can clearly see the human fly by your window. The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette from outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. See any of the other symbols. Clearly saw the silk hat as well as a cloak wrapped around his body. Wait, is it a cloak or is it a jacket? This is Max Galactica. This results. Is it? I think it's just, it probably is a cape and I'm just overthinking. Yeah, it's a cape. So, okay, so he's right on the silk hat and he's also right about the roses. So nothing weird about that. So the symbols are fine. Hello. Oh. Wait, if he was outside, he's on the 3rd floor. There's something wrong. I'm gonna go back up a little bit. I don't know which one to do. Honest, I was dreaming. Okay, so it's not this statement, because he says he heard anything. He says he saw someone flying right by my window. Around that time, he heard a thump. Outside the window. But was your window closed? Because if it was closed, how would you know you heard the sound? Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said that you were resting in bed. That is correct. But you were still able to hear a sound from outside? Yeah, that's fishy as fuck. I feel like there is. There is a huge contradiction in the testimony that was just given. If there was a contradiction, then prove it was evidence. She's right. Let someone see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, I don't think I do. I mean... Meet me at 10 p.m. To the murderer, meet me 10 p.m. tonight at the Lodging House Plaza. Wait. Oh! Placed by Acro in Regina's pocket the morning of the crime. Oh, wait. Is it possible that... Oh! Fuck. I'm just gonna take this. What in the world is this? Ow! Just don't know what to give up, blah, blah, blah. What don't I get? You're not going to be able to get Suzus in your usual bluff routine. Your client looks like he's ready to take off once again. Straight towards a guilty verdict. You were bluffing? I will not forgive any more mockeries made of this court. Whoops. Witness, would you mind repeating your testimony? Certainly. Okay, good. We're not being, like, completely... It was just after 10 p.m. and he was resting in his bed. You said you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you turned the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct. But there are safety lights outside the lodging house. It's so bright, sometimes it can make it hard to sleep. In that case, would it be a good idea to close some curtains? I never really thought of that. I guess it means I'm off to buy some curtains. Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers. Ow! The witness will proceed with his testimony. Okay, so... Wait, because we weren't pressing for a contradiction, how could you be resting in your bed when you were supposed to, in supposed, meet someone at 10 p.m. that night? Because this was found in your room, placed in Regina's pocket. This is either gonna work or it's gonna not. Objection! Narp. Evidence clearly reveals. Okay, never mind. They aren't. They are. Fuck. Okay. Please think the facts over before making accusations. Ugh. I don't think I was one of the points I need. Okay, so leave that alone. Gods. This one I might actually have to figure out. I might have to actually like pull up the. Saw Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. Okay. I am crazy that I am actually needing to pull up something for this because my brain cells are not connecting. I feel like it's not obvious. I feel like it should be obvious, and I'm just being a little silly brain today. I know, I really hate having to do this one. Oh. Okay. Okay, so technically speaking... Oh, wait! He does have a point. Like, if the hat... Oh. I had a realization after I, like, took a small peek. And it makes so much sense now that I was not thinking outside the box enough. It was going bad after all. Clear outside the window. Here's the thing. Safety lights lit things up for me enough for me to see, but honestly, there was only enough light for me to see out the window. That's also why this was here, because this usually shows that there is a possible track to go towards. Did you see any other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. Here's the thing. The silk hat was found at the crime scene. You wouldn't have been able to see it unless it was like... How did the hat end up back there? Because otherwise the hat would have vanished with everything else. It wouldn't have been found at the crime scene. So how did it get down to the ground? Vince, it was I kept thinking about the symbols. I kept believing it was true. I didn't connect the most obvious dot, which was the silk hat was found at the crime scene. There is a contradiction because, yes, the hat was found right where the body was. How could it have ended up there if it vanished with him? There's a huge contradiction in the testimony that was just given. If so is a contradiction, some prove it's with evidence. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of contradiction? I overlooked it because, again, it was the obvious found at the crime scene. Like, I am a dumbass, okay? Present that. You claim to have seen the exact same thing that Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw him act his head as he flew by the window. My window? Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state I'm in. Just looking outside the window was a tough enough challenge for me. That's a shame, because you wouldn't have noticed the silk hat found at the scene. There we go. I am an idiot. Because the only way that would have stayed permanent on his head if it was something else. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? No, idiot! Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has 2 silk hats? Considering these are made to order? Nah. No, this is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means Acro. Now you've been fibbing on the stand. Fibbing. Oh my god. Order, order.
Objection!
As always, it looks like someone just happened to open their mouth before thinking. You okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in court today? Acro is the real culprit. It's obvious. He has a grudge against someone else completely. He does not hold the grudge against Max. He holds it against Regina's father. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion? Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Barry. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at an audience's hearts and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by these theatrics. Trying to vow the tongue-tied. Trying to vow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look as a witness. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary. Ow. Ow, ow. Ow. Ow, ow. What is a hummingbird doing to me? I'm not Nectar. Please stop. Ow. Ow, ow. Ow. This can only get worse later in the series, can't it? Answer's yes. Oh, he is staying rather calm and collected. Mr. Dingling. Which sounds so weird. I can't get over the fact his name is Dingling. I want to say I want to add, like, wording to it that's gonna make it sound very stupid. Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up on myself, let alone leave the lodging house. That's true? I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of murder of all things. See? Even Even a sliver of common sense makes it clear that the accusation is ludicrous. She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We are... Oh, lovely. Speaking of swaying the hearts and minds, Francesca, look what you're doing. Phoenix is a... What is... Oh, the day this whole entire, when the dialogue starts to actually change to be a little bit more accurate. Phoenix is a poopy head? What the hell is that? What the hell is that localization tidbit? What the hell? See that, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery. That's how you do it. Oh, if you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got the doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making claim to counter this as well? I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? Of course! He had to have. Because guess who? Okay. For a refresher, Money the Monkey takes care of Acro. Habitually gathers all sorts of shiny things. So he had a little monkey accomplice. I think he did. Of course he did. It's impossible for Acro to be the murderer in this case. If that's the case, then it's natural for one to consider possible accomplices. You don't say. Not good. Not good. This isn't going to end well. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. What? You must not have heard You must not have heard that sound just now. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. The sound of you falling into your own trap can be hard to notice sometimes. Mr. Wright, it seems as if you won't be stopping at Acro, but we'll be making other accusations. If Acro did not have an accomplice, things are not looking good for you. I understand, Your Honor. Oh. Very well, let's continue. Who, perchance, would happen to be Acro's accomplice? It's not Regina, because Regina would not know. I'm crazy, because I can't profile anyone. Is it the monkey? You don't Oh! Wait. Uh-oh. This is suddenly looking very bad. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. What? Oh? Did you hear that? Hear what? The sound of you getting caught in your own trap. What a splendid accomplice. I'm sure that this accusation is built on a solid foundation. Foundation? Yes, Mr. Wright. Oh. Now any proof that this person you accused of was indeed an accomplice? Oh god. Ew. Wow, okay. Oh god. I hate this. I hate this mechanic so much. Place it by Acro in Regina's pocket the morning of the crime. Wait. Oh god, wait. Regina was an unknown accomplice. I'm an idiot. I should have profiled Regina. Fuck. Okay, okay, I'm just gonna have to... I might have to source make it the fuck up. I mean, the bust is shiny as hell, though. I'm an idiot. Most likely. Regina was an unknown accomplice. I'm gonna hit that. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I know. This piece of evidence is lacking persuasive power. You didn't miss that sound, did you? Yes. You know the sound of you receiving a penalty. I know, I'm fully aware. What are you doing, Nick? What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? Yes, he did. He had a very much unknowing one. It's impossible for Acro to be the murderer in this case. If that's the case, then the natural one consider the possible accomplices. Don't say. Okay, I'm going to try and tie Regina to the note because Acro slipped it into her pocket. So that technically, I didn't think it struck me. Don't tell me these things are getting off. That's easy. Okay. Seems as if you won't stopping at. Okay. I thought I had it like right. Okay. Very well. Let's continue. Who perchance. Okay. I'm going to profile Regina. Profiles. Regina. Okay. That's what threw me off. Is like, okay, wait. Sun looking very bad. Don't tell me you think you're getting off. That's easy. Oh, do you hear that? Oh god, why do they have to repeat this line 3 times? Splendid accomplice. Foundation, yes. You have any proof that this person accused is indeed an accomplice? You can be technically an accomplice. You can just be a very unknown one. Because don't forget, Regina also placed this on the notice board. Mr. Wright? Oh god, don't tell me that's a no. This piece of evidence is lacking. What do you mean? Oh god, I'm going way too, does he just not have one? Do I just say no? Oh, I hate it when, it's like, oh god, my logic is one, of course he didn't. Now then, let's be clear, the name of... Now then, this must be when we get to hear his name as a mystery accomplice. Oh, okay, it was a trap. God damn it, I should have looked at it the first time. I thought, I am trying not to look at the guide. I really am not. I'm not going to. I'm going to do better at not looking at it. Not this time, Von Karma. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one. I didn't think that Francesca was suckering me into saying it. Okay, I fell for Francesca's trap twice. Okay, good to know. What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Acro planned to commit this murder all by himself. The reason why I went with the Regina thing is because you can technically be an unknown accomplice to a crime. That's where I was getting my logic from. After the monkey incident. Order, order! What are you getting at? Way to keep them on their toes, Nick. Now I'm gonna have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know I can't. I know what I can't do. Yeah, I know. It's like once in a while what I see as common sense, I forget sometimes doesn't work in the kangaroo court of Phoenix Wright. I do know that. And I'm just like, because sometimes I get either like too far ahead of myself and they're playing like the 5D chess version. I already know like certain ways to do about it. And then they contradict me and my brain just forgets. I did fine with like one of the earlier ones. I like skated through that one, but this one I just like forgot. I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. All right, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright? If the witness is the killer, then this eyewitness account is all lies, right? Hello, Conway. Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling? He was in his room. Very clearly. He was obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room? Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What? Are you nuts? What do you say, Mr. Dingling? My brain wants to say Dingling. I'm sorry. It's an interesting theory. That's it? Considering what you proposed is impossible. Yes, that's it. Bro! I know how this ends! Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. As the witness stated, your assertion is impossible. As he was in a wheelchair, there's no way he could go to the scene and be the killer. You got a point. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Light. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Mo said he saw Max, didn't he? That's the thing. But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask you a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, and I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here... She's right. I can't mess up here. I gotta give this some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster. And he did it while he was in his room. No doubt about it. Time to enlighten us on how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright. The statue? Okay, so putting this all together, keep in mind, Acro does have like a lot of upper arm strength. Guess what could be really heavy? Keep the hat on, but still cause blunt force trauma. And it was... Hang on. It said it was taken, correct? Bronze statue taken from the cafeteria before the crime. I'm going to present evidence. I'm going to present some evidence. So what did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime against Mr. Russell Berry? A bust. What's that? A picture. It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. The bust? It's quite a large bust. And because it is life-size, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy? Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Acro's even a little bit aware of what we're doing. Acro's aware of our shenanigans. See? This is how Acro was able to kill the Ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. Don't word it like that! I mean, yeah, he ain't wrong. But it's not ample. Us jokes. That was absolutely the writers having a laugh. Yeah, that has to be. Yeah, this was definitely the localizers having a good joke. Order, because yeah, they mentioned the ample bust like twice. That's definitely the localizers having a bit of a gaffe. Of course, this was also like translated back in the wee early days when translations were kind of like a little bit rougher. But it is a good joke, honestly. So you're saying the bust fell into the ringmaster. Oh god. I'm having a moment. A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, you'd be able to it would be incredibly easy to commit.
Objection!
How could you possibly feel the wheelchair into something so heavy? It's impossible.
Objection!
Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like that like the bust. There you go. Mr. Tingling, how do you respond to these charges? Ooh, well. Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro. Ow! I couldn't even finish my sentence! I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Light. What? Your Honor? The physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand we get a proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? Oh, you're dragging it out, Francesca. On karma. She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time. There it is.
Objection!
There's absolutely no need for such testimony.
Objection!
The defense has its own version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Why can't he see things my way for once in a while? Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. Oh wait, did they actually misspell ruse? Oh shit. I didn't even see that. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request an expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. That woman will sink it to any low to win a case. God, she's just like her dad! Acro's physical state. I suppose I have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic of me for drop the bust on him, don't you think? But he was positioned right there. I have no doubts in regards to the witness's testimony. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself that far enough out to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. I feel an accused man's testimony about whether or not he would lift something is a little unreliable. Yeah, she's really just stalling for time. That's what I was thinking. What's your opinion on that, Mr. Wright? I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. Look who's talking! Ugh. Can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. Okay. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. And so what have you been doing to keep in shape? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope. You don't say. But no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything. Yeet. You so am I, Mr. Phoenix Light. I wouldn't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean, Nick. Whoa. How did the discussion turn to me all of a sudden? I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. Oh god, where is that quote from? Oh wait, is that a Jungle Book reference? It's been a long time since I actually saw the original movie. Let's see. And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out of the window myself. I still haven't gotten much to feeling back in my legs yet. So he couldn't have thrown the bust out the window. He could have dropped it. Yogi Bear. Okay. I don't know why I thought that was the Blue Bear. Baloo the bear. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. Let's keep pressing. I feel like this is one of those pressing... How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing extremely intensive rehabilitation. But I'm still going to... It's going to take a while before I get back to 100%. Just let me remind you of another important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not have been able to see out below the window. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. But I'm gonna look at the court record. I'm not gonna present anything. I mean, Mo is here. Mo was on the first floor. But what do the notes say? "6 months ago, have you list of evidence of what took place?" Yeah, they're not incorrect. But we'll just... I think this might be the pressing all statements. Why do you say it would be impossible? Allow me to explain. You accept the fact that I was carrying the bust. You accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see out below the window. Thus, there's no way that I would have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Well, I suppose you've got a point. Hey, Nick? Huh? What if you turned things around? Maybe if you think it's sort of like this. Ooh. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could have dropped the bust. That does make sense. Only I could prove it somehow. That Acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down. I think I've already explained things sufficiently. Oh, wait, we didn't say drop, though, the first time. I see. If all I had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all. If all I had to do was drop it, you're right. I could have done that. However, there's no way that I could land a direct hit on the ringmaster's head. So it makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright? Acro is strong enough to lift up the bust. The main problem is how he could have aimed for the ringmaster's head. I wonder if he used some kind of tool to aim for the ringmaster. That's the ticket, Nick. Show them what you've got. I've got to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly with the case. I don't remember us finding some sort of tool. Maybe we overlooked something. Okay, let me check the court record again. Okay, so... aside from the note, which is placed in Acro but in Regina's pocket from the morning of the crime, that's the way he could have known what time. 6 months ago, meet me at 10 p.m. tonight at the Lodging House Plaza. So let me look at the... Okay. This was what we considered like the Lodging House. Okay, the Lodging House is here. Oh, wait, I'm dumb. The plaza is technically this area. So the Lodging House is here. Acro, this is how Mo's able to see from this distance as well. So, because for whatever reason, I was thinking that it was behind the wall. But no, this is all shared, that one space. I keep forgetting these floor plans are a little weird. Okay, but... habitually gathers all sorts of shiny objects in Acro's room. I'm going to take a ballpark guess. Makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Not if you did a Medusa and essentially, you know... not if you had a Medusa-like technology to go with it. with a shiny thing to, you know, use as a reflection to just drop it.
Objection!
Oh, nope. They aren't. Okay, never mind. I'm thinking way too logically. I really am. That makes it impossible for me to know where the location. I thought he... Made impossible to know the location. Okay. This might be the one time where the logic is actually evading me. Oh, gods. The one times, the sometimes that the... Oh. Hang on. Okay, this was a very interesting logic loophole. This was actually a very interesting, like, logic loophole. Because on the 5th or 6th one, it's okay. Don't worry about it. If you're just here to lurk, it's okay. No need to worry about being late here. This is one of those weird oddball logic loopholes, by the way. I don't know how this works. But apparently we're supposed to present, like, literally the picture of the crime scene.
Objection!
This is... like I said, I keep imagining my own personal logic of, like, using a mirror to do, like, a Medusa thing and be, like, rig up a shiny object. Acro. You didn't really need to lean out the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Why precisely, I may add.
Objection!
Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Light. Enough stalling! What are you going... How about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes, yes, yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over? The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box there? Ooh? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. Oh god, okay, you know what? Never mind, Phoenix logic loophole actually wins this one. I was always under the impression that he carried the box. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bus came falling down was exactly the same moment the ringmaster lifted up the wooden box. I'm also, like, extremely rusty, so I do not remember half of these conversations. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean... If the bus were to fall at the point marked out by the wooden box, then there would have been no way that it could miss the head of the victim. No! Again, the Phoenix Wright logic versus my own personal logic is kind of like always the tipping point. Order, order, order! This is unbelievable! Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going, and there's only one way to go from here. Forward. So the next question I have is, who placed the wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Oh. Ow! Allow me to whip some sense into you, Mr. Phoenix Light! Ow! So the ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was so specially made. Specially made. Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. The contents of it, right? Yeah, it was the contents, because all that was in there was was the shaker pepper. Inside the wooden box. It was the contents of the wooden box. Do you recall what was inside the wooden box? There was only a small bottle of pepper, wasn't there? Get on with it! Well? What's the matter? Cat's got your tongue? I don't see any relationship between the location of his head and the box's contents. He might have been I outthought myself. No, Nick, you didn't think enough. You still maintain the... Oh. Indeed. Though... Hang on, what was the size of the box? Damn it! Boasts a small but strong lock. It was a 20-pound box. Maybe it was the weight? Not the size. I think it was the weight. The box had a remarkable weight. Weight? According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift this wooden box would have required... Oh, I see. One would have had to squat down then to lift up with their own body, wouldn't you say? Yeah, it was either that or it was the weight or the significance of the item inside. Logic. I'm definitely not logicking today. That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. The box was also carrying the handles on either side, doesn't it? That is correct. Lift up the box, you would have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in the approximately the same place. Whew. Acro just chills. Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you do it? Did you place a wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he was proposing. What? Mr. Wright? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust? Yeah. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not have possibly leave the lodging house by myself. That means... You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? Ah, shit. You see, Mr. Phoenix Light? Explains that! Don't forget, you said there's no accomplice. Oh, God. Knew that accomplice statement was gonna come back to bite me in the ass. That's exactly how the witness must have carries the bus from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here. But this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happened once and for all. Well, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bus from the cafeteria to his room? Oh... I'm gonna have to save. Oh god, I can't save. Okay, this one might be the one case where I have to actually grab it. I feel like this is where Money the Monkey is going to come in, because it's a bronze statue, therefore very shiny. But how does a monkey carry something so big? Yeah, this is where I present Money the Monkey. I knew I was thinking 2 steps ahead. Yeah, this is the one case where it's like I don't want to mess up because I couldn't save. At least I don't think I could have. I think I could have, but I forgot to do so. A monkey. Everyone knows Money. He loves shiny objects of any size. He did technically carry a trombone up to Acro's room, so I shouldn't be surprised. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist ring. So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bus? Of course he didn't, and of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home. There it is. Home? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room? but the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny.
Objection!
Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. Hi, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Ah, the cards are definitely the shiny bits. The trombone would definitely have been a lot less heavy and easier to transport, probably. But we also don't really know what the size of money is. When I think of monkey, I think of Money the Monkey. I think of something small. Yes, and they are they're made of platinum, which is very shiny. Ah! Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room. How strong is that monkey? If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. How? What? The monkey's like a... Isn't he like a bit of like a shoulder monkey? My brain hurts. Order, order, I said order, Miss Von Karma! Where is the bust in the question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. It's a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon. Wait. Did you mean this bust was the murder weapon? Purely by accident? It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought he'd use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! Oh boy. Mr. Wright's argument is so circular, I'm a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Ow! Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Light. And what is that? You should know! You forgot that the fraud of... Your fraud of a magical client is spotted at the scene of the crime. Oh, fuck. There's no reason for to doubt the clown's testimony. That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn the trial around. When the murder occurs, there are two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this, and only this, Mr. Phoenix Light. Who was the murderer the clown saw? Oh, fuck. He technically saw the bust! Because how could the silk hat have been dropped? I mean, yeah, he saw Max, but he probably saw the bust. Oh, I love it when I can't save my bullshit. Yeah, this is what I thought. I had to go double check myself. Yeah, it was definitely the bust. That's what he saw. He saw Max's butt. Oh! I asked who was the other person most saw on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question.
Objection!
Au contraire, mon frère. Oh, wow, Phoenix. I didn't know you spoke French. Au contraire, mon frère. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Oh, shit. Mo said he saw Max's silhouette, hence the bust. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. Mr. Wright, I'm German. How is that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. Heyo.
Objection!
I'm never letting the bust comment down. Ever. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak.
Objection!
There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It could be easy to hang on one of the cards in the bust hands. Idiot! When the Wright mind would put a cloak on the bust. It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Wait just a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? The question of the utmost importance in this case, don't you agree? Gods, he caught me. So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? Well, it definitely wasn't Acro. It had to have been Money himself. Right? Yeah, because there's no way. Oh, no. Oh, right, because the only... haha, that was a trick question. Actually. Russell did. But fool! Him? Are you saying that it was the victim himself, Russell Berry? That's what I'm saying. I mean, the victim himself placed the cloak on the bust? Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Right. That's what my logic loophole was about ready to tell me. That the cloak could have just simply fallen off, hooked on the cards, and then caught, and then Acro could have lifted it up, and hence the floating cloak. That would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright. Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a handle on all this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint, anyways. Alright. So you wanna know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Have to go. Thank you! Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. And he attached that rope to the bust. And dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trilo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Because then he could have, the box was actually a shockingly, good size, too. So it was I'm assuming that the base of the bust was probably about the same size. Now, this is when the magic happens. At the very instant the bust hit the victim, there goes the hat. Kong. The cloak falls onto the front, not the back. Hence... Wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix Light. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Ms. Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet. Please, I wanted the circus to be over. What? That cloak must have been hella loose, too. The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged on the bust. That impact also caused a certain witness to sound a witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls the clown. When Mo looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about to pulling the murder weapon. Pulling out the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with a cloak dangling on it. Primarily because, in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. And float. Float it goes. And that's how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. Everyone's in disbelief. Phoenix, are you good? So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could have only been you. Damn. Not even a breakdown, seriously? Hacker's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. He has come to the end of his rope now. So? What now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that the fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, there are only two things that matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. The whip should be illegal in the courtroom, by the way. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. But there's still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay then, use that to get us out of this jam. That's enough talking amongst yourselves, Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you unravel the trick of this magical case. Max's award ceremony? Nah. I mean... boy. Oh gods, I am like... I am gonna have to look at this one, because this is one of those moments that I'm gonna double check my theory. Oh yeah. Oh right! Because don't forget, the silk hat stayed on top of Max's head. But why was it also at the crime scene? That is it. It still doesn't explain the hat. The problem is Max has three symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were two contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses was the other. The theory I just presented explains all these contradictions. You fool! You ever shut up! Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. This is why I had to look this one up, because I'm like, I don't remember from 2 weeks ago. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bus. There we go. Excuse me. Makes sense. If you look at it in that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of. Fine, you've got one, but what is the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember the ventriloquist says in the court? He said he witnessed the white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there was no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick? Of course. I can explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. The cloak snagged onto the bust. What happened to the white roses? They vanished. Because the cloak was completely backwards. Do you get it yet? If the cloak snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses could have ended up on the back of the bust. Would have ended up on the back of the bust. Yeah. Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Order! Order! This is quite a shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep this going down a road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do this, Nick. Maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. Oh, just a go. They're way too calm and it's terrifying. Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yeah, I did. Is there something making you think I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus will be well aware of this. Thus, there's absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. No, we know his motivations, technically. You don't know? I'd like you to hear Akro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Akro deeply respected the ringmaster. Akro's motive. This case isn't over yet. Very well, however, I feel like this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after the recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess. Off we go. Off we go now. To be continued. You know what? We'll finish it. We'll finish it. Save my progress. Heck it. We'll finish it. Oops. Defendant lobby number 5. I can't believe it. Akro! It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is. And to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, am I that high? Him. Akro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. I did? But I ain't nothing but a little old nobody, you know? But you're not, which is kind of the reason why... Hey, pal! Hey, pal! You're gonna ignore me after I went through all this trouble to bring you some evidence? Detective Gumshoe. Forget it, I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. Now, detective. I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? We got some really tasty milk. How about a card trick detective? Oh, how about to call it trick detective? I didn't realize that there were so many people talking at once. Oh, well, if you must insist. How about that evidence you mentioned? What is it? Here you go. Huh? This was yesterday in Akro's room. Yep, and I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know. Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things here just now. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion. Final plans? That reminds me. I've got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. Bye, Gumshoe. We love you. What do you mean by to the very end part? I'm not sure. It's all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing. Ah! Don't scare me like that! It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. What the fuck is with this milk thing? It's milk. The reception area looks like it's some kind of dairy. Hurry up and drink all of it before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk? For me? What the hell is with the milk? I'm so confused. Is it because he's a country... Is it because he's a country guy? Anyway, back to the courtroom. Court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Akro's testimony according to starting his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Akro would have to commit the crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling, Yes, Your Honor. Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor, don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Well, I don't know. I think that milk is just like a joke played on the circus. About the ringmaster. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. Yeesh. That's when the ringmaster of the very big circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. That's it. Well, such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness has deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held such esteem. You are absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for cross-examination, is that— oh, you're letting this go easy. Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? This might be my last chance to answer that question. Of course we'll cross-examine. The defense has the right to cross-examine the witness. You're so tactless, Mr. Phoenix Light. You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive. Again, pot, meat, kettle. Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness. Boom. About the ringmaster. When we were little, we were abandoned by parents, but who's this we? Who do you mean, we? We? Yes, my brother Sean and I. What? You have a brother? How old were you when this happened in Acro? I was 8 years old and my brother was 4. Our parents were very cruel, weren't they? Nowadays, we aren't bitter about what happened to us, because it allowed us to meet these wonderful people at the very big circus. Nick, the judge is getting misty-eyed. He's got a soft spot for sob stories, it looks like. Ow! No crying in the court! Let's keep going. Witness may proceed with his testimony. Keep pressing. How would you describe your relationship with the ringmaster? He was like an uncle, a father, and a big brother all rolled into one. The ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had. What about the other people at the circus? This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in, so no one really cared at the time to look after us. They were worried about other things. But the ringmaster, he would always come and see us with a laugh and a smile. What a beautiful story. That's why I always was thinking about what I could do to help. I wanted to thank him. Nick, isn't Acro such a wonderful person? This is how he's manipulating it. He's making up the sob story. I know. Seems like a nice guy, which is what makes it so difficult. Then how long have you been a performer? I'm an acrobat at around 9 years old, so about a year after. Keep pressing. You start off as an acrobat at that early of an age? I begged for the ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. That's also why I decided to form a group with my brother. We called ourselves the Flying Dinglingberries. It's nearly a household name. I've even heard this is them in Germany. Liar! The point I was wanting to is that I want us to be of some use to the circus. You are truly a remarkable young man. The judge keeps looking at Acro like a proud father. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. I'm not going to present it, but I am going to take a little closer at this. That scarf. I think this is the one case where we had to press everything. Did you ever have any trouble with the ringmaster? Ow! How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix Light? Do you have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of this witness's testimony? Or the heartfelt emotions contained within? You better think about this, Mr. Phoenix Light, and you better think hard. Ow! Ow! No matter how you look at it, there's no way I could see this witness ever taking the victim's life. Exactly. I've been waiting for you to say that, Your Honor. Nick, I hate to say it, but I agree with them. I was trying to chase down the truth, but I ended up just ending up looking like a jerk. Ah, so that was the case of press everything kind of moment. I think that'll be enough for now. Pondering whether or not this man could kill the ringmaster leads me to believe that it is pretty unlikely. Exactly right, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I would just like to know, can you provide an explanation to why Acro would want to kill would want the ringmaster dead? I have one theory, and that has to be the scarf. Hang on, let me make sure I'm saying this correctly. Oh, interesting. Okay. This is definitely the one of saying we can't provide one. We actually can't. We can't fall for the trap that Francesca is really trying to put into us. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor? The reason Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Ow! Foolish attempts to fool us is like a... Oh gods. Your foolish attempts to fool us is like foolish fools has no is so full-heartedly foolish. I hate her. I hate that moment she starts using that. That drives me nuts. Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was. This is the real killer of Russell Berry, Ringmaster. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things? Acro? You didn't plan to kill the Ringmaster at all, did you? The Ringmaster wasn't your target that night. Oh! What did you say? I'm saying that the target of the witness's murderous plot was not the Ringmaster. It was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. What? There's only one victim that he could have had. Order, order! Bailiff, I don't care who it is, smack anyone who is out in the face, twice if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do in my court? Ow! Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to this court? Are you trying to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? It all makes sense in the end. He placed this in Regina's pocket. Russell was never the true target. Regina just made a mistake. His real target was Regina. Because don't forget, the reason why his brother ended up dying, he got bit on the head by Leon, he's still in a coma, was to try to impress Regina. And make sure I'm on the right spot. It all comes back to Regina. Regina Belli? This young girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you?
Objection!
You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question.
Objection!
He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is, you're wrong. That's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Light? Enough. Mr. Wright, allow me to... Ow! The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Huh? And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Light. Show me evidence, now! I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves Acro was out to kill this young girl. I believe that this is actually Leo the Lion. I'm going to check my notes. Oh, right. Okay. So it's not him. But again, I brought up the thing about the note. I brought up the note earlier. We present the note. Acro, you remember this, don't you? Regina accidentally pinned that up and the ringmaster got angry. Regina did not know because she's like a little silly. That's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat. Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled, "To the Murderer." Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. You're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note? Yes, but there's just one little problem. Acro did indeed place this note in someone's pocket. However, it was someone that was not the ringmaster. You mean it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry. Order, 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 Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours. It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her. Which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's been her father. I mean, the ringmaster saw the note? That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in the plaza instead of Regina. Ah, and hence why he didn't know that he killed the ringmaster by accident because Acro still can't see the edge. So he just assumed. And he was killed because of that mistake instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today. Lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I ended up falling out the window myself. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. I've got it! Acro thought it was Regina down the plaza. And that's when he let the bust fly. Hey, Nick. Isn't Regina listening to all this from the audience? She is, unfortunately. It's only gonna get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it. Acro wrote this note to Regina.
Objection!
Foolishly fool. Oh gods. Foolish. Oh gods, you're so foolish. You've made me sound like some kind of speaking. You're so foolish. You've even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Light. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes, what about that line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Berry, it would mean that the note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What? What did you say? The ringmaster knew what that note meant, which is why he went to the plaza, in place of his lovely daughter. Bang, bang, bang. Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note? The incident 6 months ago. I know all about it. It's an incident that occurred 6 months ago. And now I'm more than ready to show the court what happened that time. Hold on. Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has to start with what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? I think so. Well then, if that's the case, then hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually... Justice for all! I'm still gonna harp on the title. the conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago. It's not the pepper. I think it is the, I think it's this. I think it's the blue scarf. Oh, no. Actually, it's not. It was this. So this was the wooden box the victim was hunched over. It contains pepper. The evidence was in that very heavy box. Hmm. Achoo! 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 What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Light? I knew it was the pepper bottle. I just had to go reconfirm my theory. I was about ready to say it was the lion or the scarf, but I also figured it was the pepper in the back of my head. It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for. Yeah, because we finally brought back the pepper bottle, baby! What do you mean? Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box with him. He was only doing so because this piece of decisive evidence was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright, what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming that Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account, that's the logical conclusion you can draw. I need a drink of water, holy moly. I'm so excited for the next prosecutor in line. I'm gonna have so much more fun with his lines. I'm sorry, Francesca. Foolish fools who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're sure Mr. Phoenix Wright answers this question. Who is Regina Berry's intended victim? I think this one's a profile. I think it's for Bat. Because, again, he was bit on the head 6 months ago by Leon. And double checking. Yes. Who's this? That is Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him? You spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool. Naturally, the prosecution has to look into Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current state of comatose. A lion? Regina, I mean, Miss Regina. Barry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. A prank gone wrong. So then what happened to Acro's brother? He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's a victim of an accident. I see. Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, it was. It was a prank. It went wrong. Very wrong. I suppose it truly was an accident. It's essential that a man knows when to give up Mr. Phoenix Light. It's impossible to prove Miss Berry's involvement is a murder attempt, isn't it? Instigating a lion to attack? Whoever heard of something like that? And to think that the defense claimed this is conclusive evidence. Ugh. A small bottle of pepper. A lion. What's their connection? What's the matter, Nick? I figured it out. Wow, it was right in front of my nose the entire time. Your Honor, wait. What is it? The lion biting Bat was no accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Light. There's no way that Regina would ever incite a lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being. But Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat. Oh, the small quantity of pepper on the scarf. It was supposed to be a prank and it went completely topside. That's just a scarf. Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who's the one that gave the scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him. Regina. There is something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor. And what might that be? Pepper. Pepper? Pepper. Regina gave this scarf to Bat right before the accident. And she covered it with as much pepper as she could. I mean... Hey, what's with the silent treatment? Ow. Ow, ow. Ow. Excuse me, Mr. Wright. Done a good job fingering a criminal. But out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? It still seems like the judge just doesn't get it. It's the Phoenix Light. Wasn't it says that the lion seemed to be smiling? Oh, snap, crackle, pop. Smiling? The lion was smiling. Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed. It looked like he was smiling. Lions smile? I've never heard of them smiling. However, lions sneeze. Ooh. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. It was an accident, completely. I think it was just meant to be a funny dream, funny tee-hee, and it was all fucked up. He sneezed all because of the pepper on the scarf. What? You fool! You've got to be kidding me!
Objection!
Well, what's the matter, Miss Von Karma? Why did you object like that? I object for objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix Light, you... Cecily, do you believe it? You intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot! It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. To think there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me that what I said was true? Acro, you don't mean, you can't mean, it is. Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright, unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion... I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact there's even bigger problem with your theory. What problem would that be? The same problem it's always been. Evidence. If I drop the Max's bus on the top of the Ringmaster, where is the evidence that proves that claim? Ow. You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the melter weapon, or lack thereof, to be more precise. The murder weapon. The bus that the defense claims to be was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it were to be covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust. Nick, you've got to do something! This is the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. We can't search Acro's room. It's a trap. Acro's room is completely empty. Because don't forget, Francesca did say that, you know, it's not there. Because if we request to search it, we may end up empty-handed. You see how things work out. It might be worthwhile to search Akro's room, but why aren't you gonna search his room? Objection! Indeed. It looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of Von Kama total justice. I guess. I figured with you, that's the least I should expect. You have no stone. You'd leave no stone unturned. Ow! Von Kama never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Akro's room yesterday. What did you find? There's no reason to even say it. If you found what you think we found in that room, Akro would not be here as a witness. To put the point to it, Max's bust is not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright? The bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by a complete surprise. And we took Akro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this. It looks like you lack the final nail to put into my coffin. But what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Ugh. Do something, Nick! Don't let this case slip away! That bust, where is it now? Where is the bust right now? You're Phoenix Wright! You know where that bust is? I'm sure you do! There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? It seems the case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-arguments look like they've fallen short. Thank you for your support. Ugh. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings an end to the cross-examination of this witness. Objection! Hold it! Ding, ding, ding. Oh, wait. Where's Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its slate. Present its slate? What? Wait, what? The defense needs time to prepare to present its lace? Was that a typo? I think that's a typo. I think I meant to say prepare to present its case, I think. Oh god, that's a... Oh. Oh wait, she was correcting herself, never mind. I mean case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue. What? We need time to what? Ow! Why are you the most surprised here? She's your aide, isn't she? I thought that was a typo. Apparently she just corrected herself. Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? What? Are you asking me? The rest's up to you, Nick. Good luck. Hey, wait. You can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the lines, don't they? That's how Akro's lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. Very well, the defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, the only way through is forward. Some other weapon. There's Max's bust now. If it's nowhere in the big top, it's nowhere in the lodging house. Because don't forget, Francesca has like access to these two locations. The only place she couldn't check is the courtroom itself. It's obvious. The bust is inside this very courtroom. It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. The witness stand. Francesca wouldn't be so blind as to hide the evidence. Acro, I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry. I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to say, hide a bust under there. Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she'd found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it, in the only place you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. If not for Maya, we would not have been able to figure that out. You fool! Could you? Easy. You got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, 2 of them. 2 of them? Miss Francesca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know how to launch this surprise search on my room last night? There were 2 pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away in the trash. Regina always took my trash out in the morning, you know. But the bust? Obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place I could hide quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you've had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of the court hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing. Uh-huh. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know, I sure couldn't. I mean, with the way she's acting. I can't believe it. Me! Make a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search of your room? Only I hadn't done that. It seems we finally arrived at the truth. Acro? Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. Acro. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back the same way. That's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times, too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never, ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely. She would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. I couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. Oh, dreadful. You are saying that you are a victim in all of this as well? No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first, I thought I'd kill myself. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet. This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. Yeah, indeed. I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me again. I believe this case is now beyond the point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Not guilty. The court is adjourned. Off we go. Yeah, unfortunately, Bat was just a victim of a prank essentially gone wrong. It wasn't it wasn't Regina's intention to kill him. But with Regina's view, I can see why that would rub Acro the wrong way, especially to someone as close as his brother. But Acro also, you know, killed the wrong person, and he was still attempting murder regardless. It's just his victim ended up being the wrong one. Fabulous! To be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Acro, the ringmaster, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. And many congrats, but only at max 1,000,000 of them. Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room? We're just thinking about Acro. No. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy. Huh? She's been like this for a while now. I ain't. Sweetie pie. That Acro, they're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up. Regina. Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. I just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro... Is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? No, I don't think so. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? Are you really sure? I can believe that? Yep, Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're just not making this stuff about Acro not wanting revenge. Oh. I think it's just bad, isn't it? Okay, I want to make sure I do this correctly. I want to make sure I do this one correctly. I'm not like... It was bad. It was Bat's profile. I wanted to make sure I had this correct on the exit. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. That's right, Regina. And he's still alive, you know? I never knew. But now that Acro's been caught... Huh? I know!
do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes. And then until he can meet Acro again.
That's so sweet of you, Regina.
I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat.
Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip that up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen in the circus now? That's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to really leave the circus. That's why I made a decision. What is it? I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn the circus into the best circus the world's ever seen. The best circus the world's ever seen. Don't laugh. That's quite a goal. That's quite the goal, actually. I can't wait. And I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only one thing the best circus in the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means the circus needs the best magician in the world has ever seen. Max. Let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, are you gonna help them out? You're gonna help them out too, aren't you?
I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me.
What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think I brought you in court today? We've got to work together to make the very big circus bigger than it's ever been.
Oh.
Most right, sweetie pie. It can't be the very big circus without Regina Berry.
Max. Nick.
It seems like everything is going to turn out all right here. You know what? For all of Regina's faults, it turns out the courtroom was actually a real slap in the face I think she kind of needed.
I can't wait to see the best circus in the world has ever seen.
We'll save you the most fabulous seats. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. Okay, I can't do the laugh today. Oh, good for them. I see. What made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid. It really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? It was just a theory. If Acro really was the killer, I thought it was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Of course. Well, detective, my plate is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the chief prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yeah! Happiness!
Turnabout Big Top and... Oh, we're finally through the big case 3 problem. Ooh, brand new episode has been added. Is this the final one? I don't remember this one. Farewell, my turnabout. Which we will continue another time. But yes, we did Turnabout Big Top. We are done with this very... I wouldn't say frustrating. I think the reason why I had to like look up the guides because my brain was like... Phoenix Wright is definitely a game that you kind of like play closer together. And because I had like a 2-week off spurt, I'm like, oh god, where did I leave off? But I think because we're hitting up Farewell My Turnabout, I think we're finally hitting the stride of where things are going. And honestly, this is going to be the one of the... I wouldn't say it's a very tough case, but this is definitely going to be a case. So I hope you guys prepare yourselves for this because it's going to be a bit of an interesting one. But yes, I will bow out for the day. Thank you all for sticking with me and my momentary, like, spaced out of scuff and stuff. So, yes. I will catch you all on another time. I'm just making sure I found something first. Hang on. Ah, there you are. Okay. I'm going to head out. You guys have a great rest of your time. Thank you for sticking with me throughout this one. I know I had to look at the guide again, even though I don't like to, but I had to double check some answers, especially towards the end there because they wouldn't let me save between them. All right, I'll head out. You guys have a great rest of time. I will see you all on Wednesday when we play Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar because we kind of could use a palate cleanser before we're shoved right back into Persona 5. All right, I'll see you guys then. Okay, bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.